Dell Hancock of Claiborne Farm joins us for this week's edition of Keeneland Connections, and we're talking about Contested, a horse that Claiborne consigned for Cherry Valley Farm to the 2010 Keeneland September sale, and a very impressive win she had in the Acorn Stakes, a Grade 1.
She really did run well. Baffert had told us all along that he liked the filly, and then he gave her a little time, and she's come back, and I think he's especially happy because his wife owns her.
Yes. Your brother Seth has Cherry Valley Farm that bred this filly, and tell me about what you remember about her in her early days and the sale leading up to the sale at Keeneland in 2010.
Well, she was always a nice filly, and she's out of a mare, Gold Vault, who's a family Seth's had for a couple of generations, and she was a lively foal. I take pictures of the foals all the time around here, and I remember one day going out and she was bucking and playing and just having a really good time. So she was a good feeling foal. And then she was a nice filly going into the sale. There's nothing wrong with her. And, the mare hadn't had anything much at that point. She's from a great family with Pomeroy being right there. But Ghost Zapper was a little bit dead at the time. So she was a lovely filly. Probably if you took her up to the sale now, you get a lot more for her, but I'm proud of the fact that we sold a Grade 1 winner for Seth and for the farm.
As you said, you take a lot of pictures of these foals, and from doing that is when they go on and accomplish great things and you think back, is there in that reflection a kind of a commonality, a presence that a lot of them seem to have?
Well, we got a little hall in the office that we call the Hall of Champions, and it is baby pictures when those foals were babies here that went on to be champions. So it's something we're proud of. Usually, yeah, they all have a lot of presence. I'd say that's the common denominator.
More than a few pictures in the Claiborne office, I would think, aren't there?
Well, never enough.
That's the thing, too. I mean, you guys have had so many great horses come off this land, but as we were talking before the interview, that never gets old to win a big race like this with a filly like Contested.
Well, no, because as time marches on and things change, when a filly or a colt win a big race, it means your program's good, and that's very, very satisfying.
Now, she is out of a mare by Arch, which is she also has in common with I'll Have Another, who's out of a mare by Arch. So obviously Arch sired Blame himself to win the Breeders' Cup Classic, but as a broodmare sire, he's making quite a mark.
Yeah, he looks like they're going to be little gold mines. I mean, this filly's out of an Arch mare, and like you said, I'll Have Another, and Uncle Mo's out of an Arch mare. So Arch mares are a nice thing to have.
I was looking at the pedigree for I'll Have Another going back, and there's, the Arch, and you go back even further, there's all kinds of stamina on that side. Arch was, won a 1.25 mile Grade 1 race, so there's a stamina influence there. But obviously with Contested, there's a great deal of speed.
Right. She gets a little bit of everything, and that's the way she runs.
What stands out about Arch and that stamp that he puts on those, what eventually become broodmares?
For the most part, they're great big strong mares, and I think he gets a lot of bone, which probably goes along with the stamina, and I think that's probably the key ingredient.
We're here doing this interview in the Claiborne Cemetery, and there's so many legendary racing names here. One of them, obviously, is Secretariat, maybe the most famous of the Triple Crown winners. Does he still get, is there still mail, flowers, whatever, that come to the farm for Secretariat?
He probably gets more flowers than I do. Yeah, he's still so popular, and of course with the movie being still pretty fresh in everybody's mind, people will call and say, I don't want to see any horses, I just want to come see Secretariat's grave.
And when they do, is it still even this much, with this much time passed, still an emotional moment for a lot of those people?
A lot of people do get very emotional when they come out here. That horse just had so much charisma, and Penny Chenery, of course, was a wonderful advocate for the game, and it's the way things ought to be.
Yeah, I can remember bringing people out here, visitors, to see Secretariat, and he very much, and it'll be this way if I'll Have Another accomplishes this feat, when they get photographed so much, they become accustomed to it, they react to it.
A ham, yeah, absolutely.
Secretariat, somebody would snap, camera would snap, and different sound in those days, and he would react to it.
Kind of perk up, and here I am.
Back to Contested to wrap this up. Is this a filly that you could see that you think they might stretch her out to even longer distances with the Arch influence?
Well, I think she's going to go to the Mother Goose from what I understood, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed that she keeps winning wherever they put her. Bob Baffert's a great trainer, and he's been lucky with some horses that have come off Claiborne, but of course he's been lucky with a lot of horses. So I just keep my fingers crossed that they continue their success with her.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to Seth.